to you by Perez Tire Center, Aces Bail Bonds, Miranda & Sons Automotive, Bridgeport Auto Glass, Ramirez Spanish Restaurant, Haas Funeral Home.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to Super Elite Entertainment. I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez. Really excited to be here broadcasting live from the studio in the great city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Tonight, our show is called Live with Jason Rodriguez, and we are broadcasting on the Super Elite Entertainment Network, which is located in the city of Bridgeport. Right here in downtown Bridgeport, we have a real life, legitimate studio. I'm not at home. I'm not in my basement. We are in my studio. We're broadcasting live. And tonight, I'm really excited because I have two special exclusive guests who are going to be on the show tonight. The first guest is going to be Mr. Ethan Book, who is a candidate state representative for the 128th district of the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Mr. Ethan Book is here in the studio tonight. He's going to be sitting on the hot seat for a short time, and he's going to be breaking it down and giving us an update on what we can expect on his campaign trail leading up to November 3rd, I believe it is, right, Ethan?
Correct.
Correct. November 3rd of this year, which is the election. All right. Also, I'm excited because I have Miss Veratisha Morey. All right. Tisha is in the studio tonight as well. She is a writer, a motivational speaker, and author, and she has written the book that you see on the screen right now called Resilience, The Strength of My Scars, a true story of strength, courage, and tragedy, which was turned into triumph. Again, I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez. I want to welcome each and every one of you that are watching right now. Please click that share button and share this live broadcast into your timeline. Let somebody know that we're broadcasting tonight from the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Really quick, I want to remind you guys that if you're listening to us on our podcast, whether it's Anchor, Spotify, Public Radio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, I want to welcome you to the show tonight. We have a really good one set up for you guys, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for what's to come. Perez Tire Center, which is slashing the competition with a full vehicle $45 alignment, is located at 72 Knowlton Street in the great city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you need new rims and tires, visit PerezTireCenter.com. Aces Bail Bond, easy payment, quick response 24/7. If you need their services, contact Yasmin Khan at 203-257-6228. And also keep in mind, se habla español. Evolution Sports Bar and Cafe, located at 1279 North Avenue in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Evolution's Cafe, currently closed, but will be opening up, I believe, next week. They will be opening up next week because the restrictions are being lifted. Keep in mind that Evolution Sports Bar has Thursdays karaoke night, Friday night, ladies night, Saturdays fusion day, and Sundays Dia de Rumba. Miranda & Sons Automotive, located at 360 Avon Street in Stratford, Connecticut. If you need new brakes, electrical system, diagnostics check, head gasket, AC service, tune-ups, front end struts, full general auto repairs, contact Louis Miranda at Miranda & Sons Automotive for their services. Also, I need to mention Spark City Smoke and Vape. If you need cigars, lotto tickets, tobacco, vaping products, they even have a smoking lounge. Spark City Smoke and Vape is located at 815 Lafayette Boulevard in Bridgeport, Connecticut. They feature the best cigars you can possibly find in the city of Bridgeport. Also, if you have an appetite for Spanish food, visit Ramirez Spanish Restaurant located at 1234 East Main Street in Bridgeport, Connecticut, serving lunch, dinner, wines, takeout, catering. They also specialize in seafood y churrasco. So if you want some of that good Latin cuisine, visit Ramirez Spanish Restaurant right there in the city of Bridgeport. And finally, Bridgeport Auto Glass, located at 1227 Barnum Avenue in Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you need new glass on your vehicle, contact Pedro or visit www.bridgeportautoglassshop.com. Again, I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez. I'm excited to be here broadcasting from the studio. As you guys know, that is my passion. That is what I love to do. We do this on a weekly basis. We have two shows that we do. We have this show, which is called Live with Jason Rodriguez, and on Thursdays, we have our other show, which is called Praying with Music. So if you get some time this Thursday night, make sure you tune in for our show at 7 o'clock for Praying with Music, where we spend time praying for those frontline essential workers who are out there working extremely hard on our behalf. With that said, I'm going to take a quick commercial break. When I come back, I have Mr. Ethan Book sitting on the hot seat when I come back momentarily. Don't go anywhere, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be right back momentarily.
Antes de comer algo, cuando toca cualquier cosa, y si abres una puerta, para que el coronavirus vea que somos bacanos. Ya, cero besitos, cero apretón de mano, cubrirnos la boca si todos se estornudamos. No podemos tocar la cosa sin protección, y evitemos en lugares públicos aglomeración. Si tú de verdad me quieres, salúdame de lejito, es la mejor muestra de afecto que yo necesito. Unidos podemos, cuidémonos todito, y a ese virus le ganamos trabajando en equipo.
Alright, you guys, welcome back to Super League Entertainment. Again, I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez. We're here broadcasting from the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. And if you're just tuning in, I'm really excited because I have two special guests here tonight. I have Veratisha, Morey, who's a writer, motivational speaker, and an author of a book called Resilience. She's here in the studio. She'll be sitting on the hot seat momentarily with me. But we're going to start off with Mr. Ethan Book, who's a candidate for the 120th district of the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. He, as well as here, he's here in the studio as well. And we're going to start off the show with Mr. Ethan Book. You ready, Ethan?
I'm ready, Jason.
All right, so let's jump right into it. So, Ethan, we were getting a little staticky sound. Hopefully that staticky sound is not there. For you guys that are watching right now live on Facebook, let me know what the sound sounds like. If you're hearing any static, please let me know so that we can try to troubleshoot it while we are broadcasting. As you know, Ethan, this is a live broadcast. And with live broadcasts, sometimes things go wrong. We have technical difficulties. And you have to do your best to recover from it while you're still live.
We can do it.
All right. So, for you guys that are watching, this is Mr. Ethan Book. He's a candidate for the 120th district of the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Right now, you are on the campaign trail.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
yes.
First of all, I'm just going to give it to you. I want you to give the viewing audience a brief introduction of who you are, Ethan.
That's great. But Jason, can I first say, as one who has known your family since 15 years, I wanted to express my condolences regarding the recent passing of your brother Ivan. I knew your family through your grandmother Adela Coriano and her Hispanic prison ministry, long-term Hispanic prison ministry, of which I had the honor of being able to serve on the board of directors. But I had the meetings and the gatherings with the people of the prison ministry and also the family at your house. I got to feeling like part of the family, and so when I heard about the passing of Ivan, I was very sorry. And please accept my condolences. Regarding my campaign, this is not the first time that I've run for the 128th district, which is the 128th Assembly District, State District. It's in the central portion of Bridgeport. Bridgeport is divided up into 6 state assembly districts. The 128th is the central portion. Now, being that Bridgeport is the largest municipality by population in the state, what we can say is that the 128th district is at the political heart not only of Bridgeport but of the state. So it's very important. As I have run a couple of times in the district, I've gotten to know the district. I know the players. I know the incumbent. I know that there's a lot that can be done. Now, I'd like to just share a little bit of background of why this is important. For 4 decades, we have had a Democrat majority in the General Assembly of the state. And a Democrat majority, a political majority that is so continuous for such a long period of time, will tend to be similar to what happens in business, a monopoly. And when you have a monopoly, there are excesses and extremes which that monopoly gets into. And that's why there's the need for better balance. Now, the 128th district is comprised of the east side, the enterprise zone, which reaches up to St. Vincent's Hospital, and also the Hollow. I sometimes say along the street and with people that I'm talking to that I'm a white Republican who lives in the Hollow. I've lived there for 14 years. I've gotten comfortable there. It was a bit of an adjustment at first, but I've gotten comfortable there. I feel a part of it. And I've walked the streets and knocked the doors enough in the 128th district that I feel part of the community. And because of the balance that we need, I'm committed to what I'm doing. Every time I run, I feel like I dig a little deeper and get closer to the tipping point. That's what I sense. That's the reaction that I'm getting from the public. Let me just share just one other area that I think is important, and that is with the 4 decades of Democrat majority that I mentioned. In the last 10 years, under 2 Democrat governors, we've seen 3 record tax increases. Now, the tax increases come because there are budget increases. And as a Republican, I have 2 advanced degrees, both with honors in areas of finance and international management. I can see and sense, and from my comments with legislators, it is clear that there's a lot of padding in the budget. There's a lot of political padding. Frankly, I think it's because the majority is looking to add to employment, state employment, so that they can extract loyalty when it comes time to vote, when it comes time to contributing. That's my sense. That's my belief. And when that happens over time, there is padding in the budget, areas that are unnecessary. The budget becomes more expensive and less efficient. And what we've had with the 3 major record tax increases, everybody knows many large companies have either shut down or moved out of the state. Smaller companies have shut down or moved out of the state, and individuals have moved out of the state. We need better balance.
So, just to let the people know, your name is Mr. Ethan Book, and you're a candidate for the 120th district in the city of Bridgeport. And Ethan, so who are you going to be running up against? I know one of them is definitely Mr. Christopher Rosario.
Yes. He's what I call camera hugger Chris Rosario. He's been part of the pack. He came into the political arena as part of the Bill Finch administration. He was the blight director. He's an insider. He's a Democrat Party insider. And as we've seen in Bridgeport and the state, that's not real good. And there needs to be more challenge to that. And there's a situation that I refer to broadly that helps to explain what happens when there's not a lot of transparency and accountability in government. It's called deliberate indifference. It's actually a legal term. And that is where groups of people get attitudes and group habits of just ignoring things that are important. And if they can get away with it, they keep ignoring it. And frankly, I think that's one of the reasons that we had the George Floyd crisis, the very tragic incident in Minnesota. As I read that and read the particulars of that, I see some of the same things occurring in Bridgeport. And I have written and exposed some about that, such as on Facebook and other areas, and I expect to do more on that. And I think it's good for the public, appropriate for the public to be upset. Of course, I don't go along with violence, and fortunately in Connecticut we have not had that much violence. Most people have been respectful, even though they might be a little disorderly. But hey, they have a right to express their feelings. But my thought is, when I look at things like that, I try to analyze the why, because it's the understanding the why that gives us confidence and gives us a path to go to try to deal with it.
And I hope you don't take offense to this, but I know that you're going to be going up against, and you are going up against Chris Rosario. Chris Rosario he's a popular person, influential. He's a heavy hitter, and as you know, I've been involved in the sport of boxing for a long time.
Right.
And this is what I did. Okay, you ready? This is what it's coming down to. You against Chris Rosario, as you can see on the screen right now.
Yes.
There's a boxing ring. All right? So
That's
Ethan Book
good. I like that.
versus Christopher Rosario for the 128th district of the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. So my question for you, this is going to be a fight. This is going to be a battle. Does Ethan Book have what it takes to win?
Well, absolutely I do. And I think one part to the answer of that question is, does Chris Rosario have the gumption to debate me? Because in the last 2 times that I've run, I've challenged him to a debate. I've contacted him personally, asking him for debate. No answer. I make public statements of doing that. And as a matter of fact, in 2018, it was suggested to me after he refused, after he didn't accept my challenge to a debate, that I advertise and promote the fact that I'm going to have a one-man forum where I will invite him, and if he doesn't come, I will deal with the issues, and I'll deal with all the criticism, and he's not going to have a chance to respond. But if I give him the opportunity, then what can he say? So we did that, and we publicized the results.
So, I mean, I know that you came onto the show today so that we can talk about your campaign trail and what it is you have to come. But when it's all said and done, it all comes down to you and Rosario, point blank.
Correct.
All right. So my thing is, what does Ethan Book have to offer our city? I mean, when we compare you to Chris Rosario, what do you have to offer?
Well, the first thing that I would point to is his voting record. In 2015 and 2018, he voted on 2 of the 3 recent record tax increases. The first one was before he was elected in 2015. 2014. He began to serve in 2015. So he is responsible for 2 of the major tax increases. Now, Republicans oppose that. They said there's too much fat, there's too much that needs to be worked through, too much pork. That wasn't done. Now, even in the beginning of this year, the governor came across with a proposal for $2 billion bonding. Some of that was for infrastructure. Okay, yeah, we need some infrastructure development. That portion was good, but there were large portions of things which were pet activities for the governor, not really necessary. Now, many of the legislators on both parties didn't like that, so what did the governor do? He put in pork for the municipalities, which basically was payoff for the legislators of both parties to go along with those extras that the governor wanted. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. And so when we see things like this, hey, I think it's open season. Chris Rosario has put up a sale which I can shoot at, and he's made it easy. Let me mention one other thing that earlier this year, just this year, and it's an item which has become more controversial since the pandemic that we're dealing with. Fortunately, we're dealing with the end of it right now. But he voted in favor of ending the prohibition of mandatory vaccinations for children. Now that's become controversial, and has become even more controversial with the pandemic and all of this talk about the Bill Gates and his agendas. And if one looks at Bill Gates, one has to think about what happened in India when the country of India, the nation of India, gave him a big portion in the health program there, but it worked so badly with what his recommendations were that they kicked him out of the country. This we need to look at. I mean, is this the kind of stuff that we want? Do we want electronic chips somewhere in our bodies, in our wrists or wherever? I don't want them.
So this city is a city that's heavily populated by Democrats.
Correct.
So you being a Republican, and you might be the only Republican. Let's say if you do win.
Yes.
Right. I mean, do you foresee it being complicated for you to operate among a heavily populated Democratic
That depends
population?
on several things. One, it depends on me and how I deal with it. You know, I realize the realities of that kind of a situation. So part of it would depend on me and how I deal with it, and part of it would depend on the people. It takes two to tango. Like the term is, it takes a village. Well, it takes the whole group to get the job done. But, you know, if we have the right ingredients and promote it correctly, hey, it can be done. And most people, I talk to Democrats who say, and some of the Democrats commit to vote for me, some don't, but they say, we know we need more Republicans elected. That seems to be understood. And it's become more, people have become more aware of it in recent years.
Okay. What's your take on...
Oh, can I add one more thing on that? You mentioned the fact of the Republican-Democrat dynamic. I have to say that while the Democrat to Republican voter ratio is high, it's declining, and it's declining the fastest in the 128th district. When I started campaigning, the Democrat to voter ratio in the district was nearly 20-1. In the last 4 years, I've brought in 200 Republican voter registrations for the district, which has been the primary portion for that ratio to reduce from 20-1 to less than 15-1. And so that's part of it. So there's opportunity. But the other thing is that I'm a non-establishment Republican. That's one reason that I primaried. I had to primary the party, the Republican Town Committee, on May the 20th, picked another fellow who I call Sleepy Joe Borges, because he hasn't done anything for 10 years. I mean, he was even a member of the Republican Town Committee in the 131st District, where I am, and he wasn't doing anything. Not only he wasn't doing anything, he tried to discourage me from developing the district. And so, hey, I think he's going to be easy.
So, the 128th district covers what area of the city?
The 128th covers East Side, the Enterprise Zone, and the Hollow.
Okay. So, my next question for you is, as you know, we just all went and still are going through this incredible pandemic.
Yes.
Coronavirus.
Yes.
What's your take and your mindset on how the governor responded?
Okay. The general dynamic, and I'm a part of it, is that Republicans think that the Democrats were too restrictive. And I'm talking nationwide. This is a pattern. And I fit that. I have never said that there should not have been restrictions. I think the restrictions were overbroad and not finely tuned. For example, why is it that people could go to Walmart, supermarkets, convenience stores, liquor stores, but could not go to church? Okay? I mean, for me, that one was a big one. And our nation was established on religious principles, basically favoring Christianity, but being tolerant and entertaining of all faiths, diverse. This was our founding fathers. This is our heritage, and our communities, our systems have been set up to recognize the value of church to the community. And how can you continue that value, including dealing with the emotional frustrations and difficulties of the pandemic, both health-wise, economic, in every way, the isolation, without allowing some means of church services. And I'm sorry. The virtual programs are not the same as being there. You know, it's just not the same.
So you believe that people should be allowed to congregate in a church?
Well,
during this time right now?
In Bridgeport, I like the way Pastor Carl McCluster of Shiloh Baptist in the South End has done. He has gotten out on parking lots and been very specific and careful about face covering and social distancing. I've been to his recent services for the last 3 Sundays. The last 2 they've been at the parking lot of the Klein Memorial. Even cars are required to park not just next to each other and people stay in the vehicles, but one space in between all of the vehicles. Everybody has face protection. I mean, all the rules are protected, and we still have a live service where we can be with the people and share the spirit and the music and the presence of God.
Absolutely. All right, so for you guys that are watching again, if you're just tuning in, I have Mr. Ethan Book here sitting on the hot seat. He is running for the 128th district for the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. He's going, toe to toe against State Rep Chris Rosario, and I'm my approach and mindset towards this campaign is like the anticipation of a boxing big fight coming up. It's a boxing fight, and we got the red side, and we have the blue side, and the question is, who is gonna come out victorious November 3rd? That's the question that we're asking. Is it gonna be the Republican or the Democrat side? So, Ethan, before I let you go, your final words for the viewing audience that's watching right now.
I would say, I remember what our founding fathers said when they were in the Constitutional Convention. One of them, I think it may have been Ben Franklin, referred to a biblical portion which was, he who builds the house, if it is not built with the Lord, builds it in vain. That's Psalm 127:1. That's my guidepost.
Excellent. And before I let you go, we just want to acknowledge a couple of people that's watching on Facebook Live because they're leaving some comments. So I just want to acknowledge them while you're still here.
Great.
All right.
Sure.
So a couple of people on here, based on some of the questions that I was asking. For example, Tetino Santiago is saying Ethan Book is a good man. And then when I asked you, what do you have to offer the city? His response was, you have everything to offer.
Very interesting. Thank you, Mr. Santiago. Que muchas gracias, mi amigo.
Yeah. And then, actually, my wife Michelle, who's watching, she's saying, we need more Republicans in office. Make Bridgeport great again.
I like that, Michelle. Thank you. And I know your wife. She's a great woman.
Excellent. So, with that said, I want to thank you for coming to the studio. It's been a great privilege, a great opportunity to have you sit on the hot seat once again. You were here last time around when you was running for office of mayor of the city of Bridgeport.
Correct.
And now you're here running for the 120th district of the city of Bridgeport. And it's going to be a big fight. It's going to be a good fight.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait to see what the outcome is going to be like. So, God bless you. I wish you the best, Mr. Ethan. And before you go ahead, say it.
Yeah, let me just say, the key target points, August 11th is the primary. I encourage people, Republicans and Democrats, to go out. I think Chris is going to be primaried. It looks that way. So both of us are involved in primary elections. So the primary is August the 11th. Please register to vote. Go out to vote on August the 11th. And the general election is November the 3rd. Key dates to keep in mind.
All right, and with that said, I'm going to show it one more time on the screen. The big fight coming up November 3rd against the Republican, Ethan Book, going up against the Democrat, Christopher Rosario, for the 120th district of the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Who will win? Will it be the red side or the blue side? We will have to wait until November 3rd to see who will come out victorious. Ethan, God bless you, brother.
God bless
you for the opportunity.
Que Dios le bendiga.
Thank you. And for you guys that are watching and going anywhere, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Again, I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez. Please share this live broadcast onto your timeline. When I come back, I will be having, sitting on the hot seat, Miss Veratisha Morey. All right, the author of this book that's in my hand called Resilience, when I come back from this commercial break. Don't go anywhere, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Here we go.
Antes de comer algo, cuando toca cualquier cosa, y si abres una puerta, para que el coronavirus vea que somos bacanos. Ya, cero besitos, cero apretón de mano, cubrirnos la boca si tosemos estornudamos. No podemos tocar la cosa sin protección y evitemos en lugares públicos aglomeración. Si tú de verdad me quieres, salúdame de lejito. Es la mejor muestra de afecto que yo necesito. Unidos podemos, cuidémonos todito. Y a ese virus le ganamos trabajando en equipo.
welcome back to Super Elite Entertainment. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez. We're here broadcasting from the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. I want to thank Mr. Ethan Book, who's running for the 128th District of the city of Bridgeport. He's going up against Mr. Chris Rosario. It's going to be a great campaign, so you guys stay tuned. Make sure that you get out there and show your support, whether you're going for the red side or the blue side, the A side or the B side. Show your support November 3rd. Make sure that you get out there and vote. It's really important because everyone wants to talk about how they're upset with the community, and they're upset with the current leaders, and how everyone wants to express their displeasure, but no one wants to get out there and vote. So if you really want to speak up, if you really want to do something about the current condition of our community and our society, you need to make sure that you get out there November 3rd and that you will make your voice heard loudly with your vote. All right. Again, Ethan Book, I want to thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for coming down to the studio. It's been a great honor and a privilege, and I wish you the best. And God bless, brother. With that said, I'm going to move on to the next part of the show. As I told you, I have two special guests tonight. Tonight, I'm going to introduce to you my second guest. Her name is Veratisha Morey. All right, they call her Tisha, and as you can see, this is her book. She loves the color pink, and you wait till she comes on the camera. She's matching, book and all, book and shirt. She is matching tonight. So, the book is called Resilience: The Strength of My Scars, a true story of strength, courage, and tragedy turned triumphant. With that said, I want to present to you guys Miss Veratisha Morey. How you doing, girl?
I'm great. What's up? Hello, everyone. Beautiful people. I'm here.
That's right. You're here. And Tisha, first of all, I want to congratulate you on this amazing book that you have written.
Thank you.
Because I know that this is, first of all, it's a true story.
Absolutely.
And it's your personal life experience.
Yes.
Serious situation that you went through when you was at the age of 11.
Yes.
And I'm not going to get into all the details because I want people to go and buy the book.
Absolutely.
So that they can read all the details for themselves. But
Exactly.
you have a really, really powerful story.
Thank you. Thank you.
And a life-changing story. A story that when someone, as soon as they get the book and they start looking at the pages, reading the words and also looking at the pictures, which are, amazing. Matter of fact, I want to put one of the pictures up on the screen. This right here, for example, is a picture of you when you was 11 years old.
Yes, 11 and a half.
11 and a half years old after experiencing the accident that you went through.
Yes.
So with that said, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw it over to you, and I want you to give the viewing audience a brief introduction of who you are, and then we'll start from there.
Hello, everyone. As Jason said, my name is Veratisha Morey. I am 28 years old. I'm from Bridgeport, born and raised. However, I was educated in Milford. I'm a graduate of Academy of Our Lady of Mercy, Laurelton Hall. I then went on to complete my bachelor's degree at University of New Haven. I have a bachelor's in criminal justice investigative services with a minor in sociology. I then went on to complete my master's degree in human services, forensic mental health counseling from Post University. I'm currently a state of Connecticut employee. I'm 7 years in with the state. I've been working in the human services, criminal justice, and social services field for about 12 years now, 7 years state. And it's a pleasure to be here. Again, I'm adjusting to the new title as a self-published author. I wrote this book myself. I edited it. I became a graphic designer overnight. I designed my cover. I scanned all the pictures in. Again, editing took about 3 days, so it was definitely an experiment. And I just had to release this book because I just really wanted to share my story. And again, in the unfortunate current state of events in the world, there's a lot going on. Again, with the George Floyd incident as well as the COVID-19 pandemic, I said to myself, let me release some inspiration out into this world. Let me reinstill hope and courage and faith in our people, all of our people. And I felt that my book could do just that. Because again, my book talks about resilience and the ability to turn any type of traumatic, challenging, or stressful event into triumph. So, turning tragedy into triumph, of course.
That's awesome. And I like
Yes.
what you just mentioned, resilience.
Yes.
I really didn't pay much attention to that word until you and I spoke,
Yes.
and you told me about your book. And I remember when you first told me about your book, you were extremely excited.
Mm-hmm.
But your book was still in the birthing stage. You were still working at it and writing it.
Yes.
But I remember you told me the name, and I didn't pay much attention to that word until you and me started communicating.
Yes.
Because resilience, and I even have the definition right here, is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties and toughness.
And bounce back, yes.
Bouncing back. So no matter what you went through, no matter what you encounter,
Yes.
whether if it was down in the dungeon,
Exactly.
the darkest time in your life,
Yes.
you was able to bounce back
That's right.
and recover. And look at you now. You're a beautiful
Thank you.
African American sister.
Yes.
You're educated. You're
Yes.
smart. You have a great job, a great career.
Yes.
And jump right into it. Tell us a little bit about this book you just published to the viewing audience.
Okay, so first I'll say that it's very ironic that today's June 2nd, 2020, which marks 17 years anniversary of the occurrence in this book. My book is 223 pages. It includes color photos, footnotes, APA format, captions. This book is an autobiographical, transformational, but nonfiction book, of course. And again, it's not just about my life. It tells the story of an 11-and-a-half-year-old little girl who, in 2003, on June 2nd, she was riding her scooter on the north end of Bridgeport, Connecticut, right here, and she was hit by a van, a speeding van. And as a result, she landed in the coma on life support with a traumatic brain injury, a cracked skull, paralysis on the left side. She was brain dead and complete memory loss. And the initial assessment regarding her recovery was that she would not make it through the first night, and then that improved so she wouldn't make it through the second night. And my parents were encouraged to take me off life support after the second day. And of course, thank God for God, the prayers, the support, my parents, you know, holding on to me and not giving up on me and allowing me to fight. So again, I made a miraculous recovery and I regained my memory. I obviously have the feeling back on my left side. I had to learn how to walk and talk again. I had to learn who I was again. You know, it's just starting over. I would like to say that I was reborn. But again, I say, although in the physical I was severely critical, my spirit remained untouched. Like, my spirit never changed, and I'm still that positive, happy, shy young lady you have sitting right here. And it's an honor. And it took a lot of, again, this occurrence that I was hit by the car June 2nd, 2003. So again, today marks 17 years. So it took a lot of courage and bravery for me to just tell on my business and put it out there. And, you know, because I've always been a personal individual, given the nature of the work that I do and the population that I serve. It was always good to separate our personal life, because there were a lot of people who, you know, at work we go by our last name. So again, even my first name being all over the world at this point on social media, I didn't even have social media prior to writing this book. So again, it's definitely an adjustment. But again, I said to myself, I'd rather inspire than impress. If this is my way of inspiring the world, again, those who are younger or older than me, men, women, whoever, I believe that this book will definitely appeal to them. So I'm proud, and I'm still adjusting again.
And that's awesome. And again, for the people that are just tuning in right now and missed the first part of our session with each other, this is Miss Veratisha Morey. She is the author of this amazing book that I'm holding in my hand right here. And by the way, this book is available on Amazon. All right, you can prime this thing and get it within a day or two.
Yeah, I'm selling
delivered
copies
right to your house, and you're selling them
I'm
yourself.
selling autographed copies myself, guys. So you guys can just shoot me an email at veratisha.morey.com. Sorry, veratisha.morey@yahoo.com. And that's VERATISHA. Last name is Morey, M as in Mary, OREY @yahoo.com. And I can get you an autographed copy. Again, guys, it's more than just a signature. Especially if I know you personally, I'm going to fill up the front cover of the page and inspire you guys. So it's special.
That's awesome. And you know, as I'm sitting here listening to you speak, I'm also glancing through the book. And just the content portion of the book just captures your attention.
Yes.
For example, it starts off with The Good Life, chapter 1.
Yes.
All right? And then chapter 2, The Hit.
Yes.
Chapter 3, Save Me. Chapter 4, Glimmer of Hope. Chapter 5, The Fight. 6, Visual. 7, Movement. 8, Notepad. Chapter 9, The Light. 10, Misery. 11, On the Next. 12, Freedom. Chapter 13, Being Normal Again.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Chapter 14 stuck out to me because it reminds me of one of my favorite movies, Scarface.
Yes.
Right? 15, Turning Tragedy into Triumphant. And then 16, Ghosts.
Yes.
I mean, just the subject line here speaks for itself. It's powerful.
Yes.
It's enticing. It captivates you and pulls you in.
Yes.
So let's break them down real quick.
Okay.
The Good Life.
So The Good Life is a flashback. The book pretty much starts off with me, currently 28 years old. Well, it actually talks about the morning of my graduation from grad school, post-university. Me waking up that morning, getting ready, watching my cap and gown hanging on my door, and becoming a diva that morning, of course, fixing my hair and getting myself prepared, and I'm looking into the mirror, and I reflect on all the years that it took me to get to the point that I am now, including this accident. So I pretty much close my eyes in the mirror, and it's a flashback, and it starts back at the day of the hit, which is chapter 2.
Absolutely. Now, let's keep going. Chapter 2, the hit. Chapter 3, save me.
Okay, so again, like I said, I was hit by the car on the north end of Bridgeport, Connecticut, and I was initially rushed to St. Vincent's Hospital, and their initial assessment was to my parents, sorry, Miss Morey, but she's not going to make it through the night. There's nothing else we can do for her. So, Plan B. Plan B was for Lifestar helicopter. They transported me from St. Vincent's to Yale. They fly you on the helicopter on the roof. So that's where I went from there. So again, it was horrible. There was no faith. Of course, not to discredit the doctors at the time, but they always say they've never seen a case as bad as mine. Even the doctor, up until this day, I'm still in contact with him. Dr. Charles Duncan, you're my heart. He definitely saved my life. And at the time in 2003, he was 30 years into medical practice, and he said that I was the worst case he has ever experienced in 30 years. So again, 17 years later, he's retired now. I believe he's in his near 80s, and we're still in contact.
Wow.
He's getting sent the book. He said he'll never forget me, and I changed his life. So
wow. And for you guys that are just tuning in again, this is Veratisha Morey. She's the author and the writer of this brand new book that's out called Resilience.
Yes.
Right? Being able to overcome anything, bouncing
Absolutely.
back
Exactly.
from a struggle, bouncing back from a dark area, dark place in your life. And no matter what you're going through, no matter how difficult the situation may be, as long as you remain resilient,
That's it.
you can bounce right back.
Exactly.
And we're going through the list of contents that's in this book. We talked about the good life, the hit, save me, glimmer of hope,
the ghost. Talk about
the fight, the fight.
that was, I lay motionless in the coma for, I believe, 23 days. And again, I lay there, I was motionless, unresponsive, and they told my parents, they said that I would never wake up from the coma. And if I did, I would be in a vegetative state for the rest of my life. Clearly, I'm a medical miracle, and I definitely beat the odds, the unsurmountable odds. So again, I literally fought my way out of the coma, and the book will tell you that I began to regain feeling on my left side. So like my left arm and my leg would jump. It would like jerk at like random times. My family will capture these moments. And it got to the point where I was literally laying down flat with my eyes closed, swinging and kicking and actually hitting family members. I was literally fighting to try to wake up, and I couldn't open my eyes. And then one day, my intelligent mom, who's my heart, my rock, my backbone, she came up with the idea to give me a notepad, a pen and a pencil and a notepad, and I began scribbling. Where am I? Who am I? Why can't I wake up? What happened to me? With my eyes closed, motionless in the bed. So that was the way I began to communicate. And then one day I just opened my eyes, and the title of that chapter is The Light. So seeing the light, I missed my 12th birthday. My birthday is June 17th. So again, I was in the coma throughout this time from June 2nd to June 17th. I was almost going to the world. So that's the reason why I always celebrate my birthday a little extra. Because again, I feel as if I missed one. So each year I'm going to celebrate twice.
And again, it's amazing. Your story is so powerful and so extreme because, right now, with you 28 years old?
Yes, I'll be
28 years old. This incident took place when you were 11 and a half.
Yeah, on this day. June
On this day, matter of fact.
Yes.
So today you're celebrating the anniversary.
Yes,
of
17 years.
17 years. You're celebrating it with me on the hot seat.
Yes, sir.
So I'm honored. I'm honored.
Yes, I'm honored as well. Thank you.
And I'm honored to have you on the show tonight because we're talking about your new book that's out. It's called Resilience, The Strength of My Scars, a true story of strength, courage, and tragedy turned into triumph. So, I want to jump all the way down to chapter 16,
The ghost.
where you talk about the ghosts. Take it from there.
Okay, so when I was shopping for my first apartment in East Haven, I said to myself, let's go to Bob's in Bridgeport. I like to shop around my city. So I walked into Bob's furniture stores downtown Bridgeport, and one of the employees, he was staring at me a little too hard. It was my mom, and of course she comes along. She's my personal interior designer, so she's awesome. And he was staring. So I said, he must think I'm beautiful. Let me say hi to him. So I said, hey, how's it going? How are you? And he was just like, I'm well. He said, I'm sorry to stare so hard. You are beautiful, but you look like this little girl that died a long time ago. And I said, excuse me, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, it was a long time ago. I was 15. She was riding her scooter. She got hit off the scooter. I watched her die on the ground. I watched her head bleed. I watched her eyes roll in the back of her head, and I watched her body twitch. And he then told me how, he said, I had nightmares for years. Oh, that incident really messed me up. I had to go to therapy. My parents were supportive. Oh, my God, it was so sad. And I said, I am that little girl. And again, this guy's huge, jacked. Probably about 6'4".
Wow.
Huge guy. And he said, what do you mean? I said, her scooter was blue, right? That was me. I'm alive, obviously. And he broke down into tears. He gave me a hug, and his new nickname for me is the Ghost, because again, this man really thought that I was dead all these years, because he had never seen me from that point. So I guess this experience changed my life, because it was that last piece of closure that I needed, because there were many witnesses to the accident, because again, it was in a residential area of Bridgeport, so people were on their porch or in their car, but I never got the chance to talk to anyone, so I never really knew what happened to me without the interviews from my parents and the medical professionals in order to supply the content of this book. So meeting him was everything. Thank you, Tori. You definitely inspired me. So again, that whole chapter is on that experience. And after that day, ran home, took out my MacBook, started typing. And again, this book was a work in progress, because it would be random times, because at first I really wasn't as motivated, because I said, oh, it's too personal, or I don't want to put these pictures in there, I don't want to tell my business, oh my God, I work for the state, I work around the offender population, I probably shouldn't do this. But again, with this COVID-19 pandemic and just everything that's happening in the world now, I said, you know what? I have to inspire people. I need to give our people hope again and show them that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So I believe that my book will show just that. So again, thank you, Tori, for that experience. Thank you for, telling me like what you saw. Thank you for sharing this account of what happened to me, because it hurt my heart, but again, it inspired me at the same time. So that was everything.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And as you indicated during your speech just now when you were speaking, was that you didn't hold back. You put your blood, your sweat, and your tears into this book. And for you guys that are watching, listen, this book is really deep, it's profound, it's impacting, it's life changing. And I guarantee you, if you make the purchase of this book and you just start reading the pages, it's going to change your life. I mean, even the pictures in here, so much
nice and clear.
I mean, everything is perfect. I mean, this is a well done, beautiful compiled book. And you didn't hold back. I mean, you put it all in here.
Yes, and I'm still swallowing that pill.
So when you were writing this book, you basically had to relive that incident all over again. What was that like?
Traumatic, shocking, breathtaking, because again, I was actually home, because again, based on the nature of work I do, I was exposed to COVID-19. Thankfully, I tested negative. But again, I was exposed because the clients around me were positive for COVID. So I was home for 14 days. So in addition to taking care of myself and trying to take it easy, I was bored. Again, I'm a robot. I'm always working. I'm always doing something. So being home, not being at work, and not being as active was different for me. So I will go visit my mom every other day. And I was just like, Mom, I think I'm ready for this book. Because she always said, I promised her that I would have this book done by the age of 30. So I'm a year ahead. So I promised her that this book will be done. And one day she said, well, when you're really ready, Teach, I have some stuff for you. I'm like, what do you have for me, Mom? The blue bin. So this blue bin has followed us wherever we've moved. I mean, we haven't moved much. But again, it always came in the U-Haul. It always came in the truck. My mom, she never let me touch it, though. So one day she was just like, she told me to come over. She said, well, go up in the attic and get that blue bin all the way to the right. I'm just like, okay, why not? So I go up in the attic. I struggle taking the bin down, of course. I open it up, and there you have it. It's every piece of evidence from the accident, every picture, every get well card from Thomas Hooker School, loved one's family, even down to the hospital braces, the discharge paperwork, the construction pieces of paper that I was scribbling on when I was in the coma, trying to wake up, saying, where am I, what happened to me, and communicating with my family, even with my eyes closed, everything to the top. So I just, I unloaded it, and it was seeing these pictures for the first time. Again, this book was released April 20th, 2020. So this was less than 2 months ago. So it was my first time seeing myself. Like, the pictures in there are very semi-graphic. So I cried, I rejoiced. I think I found myself a little more. And it's like, I love me more, because it's like, yeah, I know. Because when people see my scar, which is right here, they'll ask. I mean, some people are less sensitive than others. Oh, damn, what happened to you? Some people say, damn, what happened to your face? Did someone beat you up? What happened? And I'll just say, oh, I got hit by a car. Some will laugh. Some like, do you have time? Do you have about 10 minutes? I can tell you the story. Do you want the short version or the long version? I actually have a story to tell. So again, seeing those pictures and everything it was motivating. I'm going to keep it positive, but again, it's even holding the book and looking at the pictures again, even this morning preparing for this interview, it was like, wow. Like, maybe I shouldn't have put that in there. Nope, I'm glad I did. It's breathtaking, and you guys will see for yourself. And
Absolutely.
I just appreciate you guys accepting my story.
Absolutely. And one of the things I admire about you, Morey, that I want to share with the viewing audience is that you're a very educated and well accomplished
Thank you.
sister.
Yes.
And you have multiple degrees. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put them up on the screen right now. I mean, you should have been dead. I mean, you were counted out.
Done.
Done.
Yes.
But resilience.
Right. Even to the point.
You recovered. You bounced back. Look at your accomplishment post university. I see a master's degree there. I see a bachelor's degree. I see. Yeah, I see all types of different degrees on the screen right now, man.
Yes.
So you're really accomplished. You're very successful. I congratulate you. And you listen. I can't even imagine how hard it was to write this book. This had to take a lot of work. Mind you, it's a big book. There's a lot of words in here. It's not only pictures. There's a lot of writing in here. Mm-hmm. So, congratulations on your new book that was released. I know that this book is going to touch lives. It's going to change lives. It's going to inspire. It's going to motivate. It's going to encourage people. Mm-hmm. And, I'm at the point of the show now where I want to give you an opportunity to share your final thoughts with the viewing audience. I want you to speak directly to them. Speak to their hearts, speak to their minds, because there might be someone out there right now who might be going through a struggle.
Right.
We're living during COVID-19 era. We're living during the Floyd era. All the riots and the looting and all that's going on out there. Mm-hmm. But you have a book that was released that can change lives. Yes. So I want you to speak directly to the people that are watching right now, Morey. Go
okay. Hello, everyone. Beautiful world. I just want to say that things will get better. Again, life is not good right now. Life stinks. I get it, but I just need you guys to know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Do not give up. Do not give up on your loved ones even if they're suffering from COVID-19. Please don't give up on them. Pray for them. Love them. Be there. If you haven't spoken to someone in a while, call them. Tell them you love them. We will get through this. We will. There's no excuse. We're going to turn this tragedy into triumph, just like I did. Please, guys, we can all be resilient. It's not a secret, hidden super talent. We all have resilience in our hearts. We can all exemplify it and show that we can recover, whether it's emotionally healing, physically healing. We can get through it. This is not the end. It'll never be the end. We're not done yet. Everyone's here for a reason. Again, the reason why I'm such a go-getter and I go so hard, in addition to having a second chance at life, is I pay it forward. Again, if I can speak life into people, I can sleep better at night. And again, thank you, Jason. Thank you for having me.
No, definitely.
You're resilient as well, because you're going through some things, and I commend you for even sitting here with me. Again, I wanted to cancel. You're having some personal issues. So again, thank you for having me today, because I was fine with you canceling, because you're going through something very traumatic right now. So your strength is everything. And as far as another part of my book, it talks about the strength of scars. So even in the physical, we all have scars, guys, but just know that there are strength in your scars. Embrace your scars. Beauty is within. No one is ugly on this world. We're all beautiful. So God bless everyone. Stay safe.
Absolutely. Oh, we're not done yet. Don't you dare. She's saying, she's dismissing herself by saying stay safe and all that. We ain't over yet.
That's what we say.
We're not over yet. But again, I have, for you guys who are just tuning in right now, I have Miss Veratisha Morey. All right. She's a writer. She's an author. And she compiled this book right here, which is called Resilience: The Strength of My Scars, a true story of strength, courage, tragedy turned into triumphant. And I'm honored to be able to have you here so we can talk about your book and we can present this book to the viewing audience. And I guarantee you that there's going to be some people that's watching right now. They're going to make that purchase. But I want you to mention again, Morey, if you want to make a purchase, and if you buy the book directly from Miss Morey, she will send it to you with her autographed signature on it, correct?
Yes, and if you're in the Bridgeport, New Haven, Fairfield County, I will deliver it. For the females, you will be awarded a pink bag to match the book, of course. For the men, please don't be scared of pink. Pink is just the color.
Hold up. Oh, it kind of matches my shirt.
Pink is just the color, so it's okay. So you'll get a black bag or maybe a blue bag, but you'll get some type of special delivery, or it'll just be shipped in a nice envelope. So, again, I'm on Instagram now, at _Queen Resilient. Again, at _Queen Resilient. Queen QUEEN RESILENT. Or email me at veratisha.morey@yahoo.com. That's VERATISHA.morey MOREY @yahoo.com.
And just to let you know, all that information will be listed on the broadcast heading.
Excellent.
All right, so they can just click the link, or they can just click and be able to contact you directly. All right. So again, make sure you guys get out there and make the purchase of this book. First of all, I just want to thank you for blessing me with this book, because I'm gonna have to keep this one.
Yes, it's all yours. That's fine. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure, guys, and thank everyone for watching. I appreciate your time. I get people are busy, but thank you for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate you are, especially you, Melendez. Thank you for keeping me calm.
And we're not going anywhere. And by the way, you did an outstanding job, because she was talking about I'm nervous. She came in here and she slashed the competition.
Whew.
Like, you destroyed it. So you know what, Morey, I want to take a minute and I just want to acknowledge some of the people that's watching on Facebook, because there's a lot of people watching. I'm sure there's people, you got
That's my
friends
cousin,
and family.
Lavinia Thomas.
Yep. So,
hi, Marie.
You got Levine Thomas, who is saying, great interview. You are truly a miracle.
Thank you, cousin.
Boots Taz, what's that? Boots Taz is watching Janet Cuevas. Benny Gonzalez, he's a bachata pop artist. He's a singer. Benny is saying, powerful story. I know my woman will pick up her copy. All right, and his woman name is Bruni De Leon, and I'm sure that Bruni's watching as well. She tunes in every single time. Lisette Diaz is saying, you are a true miracle.
Okay.
May God bless you.
Thank you.
Evelyn Ruiz is saying, you are amazing. God has a purpose for you, and you are inspiring.
Thank you.
My cousin Christina, she's saying, we definitely need more young women like her in this world.
Thank you.
Natasha James is saying, you are awesome, girl. So proud of you.
Hey, Tosh.
Bruni De Leon says, you are a powerful lady.
Thank you.
Deborah Williams is saying, awesomeness, Jason. And awesomeness to you as well.
Debbie.
Now, is that Debbie that worked with us?
Is.
Oh, that's Debbie Deb.
And you're welcome to share my number. If you guys want my number, you can just text me. That's probably the easiest way to get the book. Again, I check my email 100 times a day when I'm not at work, of course.
Okay.
But
also, I want to acknowledge Dayasha Johnson, who also has written 2 or 3 books.
Yes.
She is saying, hey, guys. She is saying, that's my girl right there. Tell her I love her.
He said yes.
And so many other people are leaving comments. Carmen Ayala is saying, awesome, God bless. And I see Marilyn Lucas watching. I see Lisette Diaz. And so many of you guys that are watching. I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. So, with that said, we are coming to the conclusion of the show. But before we go, I got to hit you off with what I call the shotgun questions. You ready?
Dun, dun, dun.
Shotgun questions. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. For you guys that are watching, don't go anywhere. I have Miss Veratisha Morey here in the studio with me. She's sitting on the hot seat. When we come back, I'm going to hit her off with what I call the shotgun questions. Simple questions that sometimes can become a little bit complicated for the person to answer. I'll be right back momentarily, you guys. Don't go anywhere from this commercial break.
Hi, welcome to Aces Bail Bonds.
Do you need information regarding bail bonds and the bail bond process? Contact us at Aces Bail Bonds, where we are happy to give you a free bail consultation. You are in capable hands with our reputable agency. For fast, reliable bail bond service, get out of jail fast with Aces Bail Bonds. You can save time and money by calling ahead. We'll have the forms ready for you, with everything handled privately, discreetly, and confidentially at our office. For fast, reliable bail bond service, call Aces Bail Bonds now.
Welcome to Ramirez Restaurant.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Super League Entertainment. Again, I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez, and we're here broadcasting from the studio in the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Really excited because I have Miss Veratisha Morey here in the studio with me tonight, and we've been talking about her book called Resilience. Resilience, the strength of my scars. Yes, the strength of my scars. So, before we jump into the shotgun questions, I want to give Morey an opportunity. She wants to read a short little paragraph on the back cover of her book. Go for it, Morey.
Looking back, I hardly recognized the young, vulnerable girl I was. Now I stand a confident 5 feet 6 inches tall, sport a pair of lovely and engaging brown eyes, and profess a love of gold jewelry and all things fashionista. I am a survivor of my own battle, fortunate and blessed, I have emerged stronger and transformed. My scar is a tool of strength and survival. When I look in the mirror, I no longer see pain and fear, only a comfort in my own skin and strength.
Wow. Amazing. And that's what you can expect if you make that purchase of Veratisha Morey's book called Resilience. All right? The ability to bounce back no matter what you may go through, no matter what you're encountering, no matter what the situation may be, you find the ability to be resilient, to bounce back and recover. Again, congratulations, Ms. Morey, on your new book.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All the information is going to be on the content portion of this broadcast after we get done. Also, I'll put it up on the website, so make sure that you guys make that purchase. Contact Ms. Morey directly. She will send you that book, right off of the press. And matter of fact, this book, this thing, I can smell the smoke and the fire on it. This thing is brand new. So you better get your copy, because I already got mine sitting right here. And nobody's going to touch it.
No, sir.
All right, Ms. Morey, so you ready to jump into the shotgun questions?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, so first question is, what's your favorite song?
Ashanti Freedom.
Ashanti Freedom?
Yes.
Can you sing?
No, sir.
No?
In the shower, that's it.
I know Diasha Johnson, she can sing.
That's
man.
as far as it goes.
Yeah. All right, okay, next question. What's your favorite movie?
Prison Song. That was my favorite movie back then.
What's it called?
It's called Prison Song. It's what
Prison Song. Never heard of it.
Q-Tip, Mary J. Blige. No? It's
No.
from 2001. It's a
Maybe
throwback.
I did see it. I just can't remember the name.
Yes, a throwback. That's the first one I could think of because it was my favorite movie back then. And that was something I was able to remember because, again, I had absolutely no memory. I didn't recognize my mom, my dad, any of my family members. So those memories hold true and there, yes.
Favorite food?
Seafood.
Seafood.
Crab legs and lobster, of course. Shrimp and scallops.
Wow. Seafood girl.
Yes.
Woo, so the mister, he better have a deep pocket.
What mister?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
What is this you speak of?
I don't know. Favorite sport?
Shopping. Kidding. Basketball.
I've never heard anybody say shopping as a sport, but that's pretty cool. Basketball?
Basketball.
You used to play ball, right?
A little bit.
A little bit?
A little bit.
Okay.
Nothing too fancy.
Yeah. Okay. What's your favorite car?
Mercedes Benz. Mercedes is my middle name, actually. Not for that reason. My mom just liked the name back then, so I do like Mercedes Benz.
Mercedes Benz?
Yes.
Okay. I don't have one. I have a smart car.
Right.
I'm just kidding. All right. The favorite thing you like to read besides your book?
Self-help books, inspirational stories. I'm definitely a fan of non-fiction. Again, I like things that are true, like facts, things that I can actually learn from and share with others and be inspired by and use to help motivate others.
Okay. What's the favorite thing you like to do?
Well, at this point, it's not too much you can do. So at this, just peace of mind. Again, I'm mastering the peace of mind. The peace of mind is free. So again, even the type of work that I do is very, very stressful. Even the environment itself. So long walks. St. Mary's is one of my favorite places. Long walks. I'm always educating myself. Law school is on the horizon. Again, I've been in school my entire life. So I'm just appreciating this mental break. I graduated with my master's degree May 2018. It doesn't even feel like 2 years, but probably within the next year, we'll start preparing for law school and we'll go from there. So just, again, peace of mind, just peace. Whether it's just sitting home doing absolutely nothing. Just no music, no phone, no social media, just nothing. Meditation, self-reflection.
Law school.
Yes, sir.
So you're going to be one of those talking about I need a legal call.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That's an inside joke, but we're going to keep going.
Definitely inside joke.
What's your favorite word?
Resilient. And again, resilient is the adjective, resilience is the noun. So interchangeably, I use both. So because the word's powerful. Again, guys, it's the ability to bounce back and show your toughness and to recover and readjust and to be normal again. So again, clearly we're all going through things, whether personally or someone you know, or you're experiencing vicarious trauma. A lot of us are suffering, and it's very unfortunate. But like I said before the commercial, this is not the end. We can definitely turn this tragedy into triumph, overcome adversities, and just keep pushing. Just move forward. We're going to be okay. Trust me. We will be just fine.
What sound or noise do you love to hear the most?
Sound or noise?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not my alarm in the morning. Definitely not.
I gotta agree with you on that one.
Sound or noise? Sound or noise? Sound or noise? Sound or noise?
It's a tough one, right?
That's a good one. Hold on. I got this. Sound or noise?
Oh boy.
Wait. Hold
I
on.
got her. With the shotgun questions.
Birds chirping in the morning. Because it means I woke up and God gave me another chance at life. Another day. Both eyes are open and I'm still breathing. So definitely the birds chirping.
That's a great response. I like that. The favorite place you like to visit?
Favorite place?
You would like to visit?
Oh, that like I haven't been
Yeah.
yet? Bali.
What was that?
Bali.
Bali?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's
Never
like
been there, but yeah.
The water is beautiful. I'll be there whenever the world is safe again. I'll start planning
Okay.
vacations.
Other than your current profession, if you was able to do it all over again, what would Miss Morey do? What would Tasha do?
Who's Tasha?
Yeah, I included Tasha in there now.
Another profession. Well, I'm an adjunct professor in training, so definitely teaching. I like to teach, especially young children, and motivate and motivational speaking. So teaching.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay. Final question. If heaven really exists, and we both know that it does,
Yes.
when you arrive at the pearly gates, what do you want to hear God say to you, Miss Morey, when you arrive there?
Congratulations for making it there, of course. And wow, what would I want to hear God say to me when I arrive? Something encouraging. Again, I feel as if I'm living a life of substance and positivity, where I'm actually making my mark in this world and trying to improve the quality of life of others. So maybe a little recognition would be awesome. But again, not everyone needs a pat on the back, because some jobs don't come with that gratification or a pat on the back or a good job, nice job, things of that nature. So just to be welcomed, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, unfortunately, people that are watching right now, and that was a great response. Great question. Great response to the question. Some people on here are saying that there's some static. Yes, but we can hear. Someone's saying yes, there's static, but we can hear. Unfortunately, there's some static. We got to figure out why we've been getting that static feedback. We're gonna figure it out. Don't worry. But hopefully, we'll figure that out soon. But anyhow, we're at the completion of the show.
Okay.
All right. So whether there's static or not, when we re-air this episode, the static portion won't be on there because it is also pre-recorded, meaning it's recorded now. So.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I apologize if you guys are watching and there's static on your end of the line. We will be troubleshooting it momentarily. But anyhow, we're at the we can't hear. All right, we're at the finale of the show. But anyhow, Ms. Morey, I want to thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for coming down to the show.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. God bless you. All right. Take care.
God bless you as well.
All right. So for you guys that are watching right now, I'm not sure if you can still hear me, but if you can, I apologize. When we re-air this episode, you'll be able to hear it nice and clear. Unfortunately, we're having some kind of static trouble. I will resolve it. I will troubleshoot it, and I will get it together. But I want to thank each and every one of you who tuned in tonight. Without you, we would not be able to do what we do on a weekly basis. If you're not following Super Elite Entertainment, make sure you follow us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube, and also follow us on Instagram. Visit our website at www.supereliteentertainment.com. Hopefully you can hear me. Can you guys hear me? We can hear. Oh, they're saying we can hear. All right, perfect. We can understand both. All right. I truly appreciate you guys for tuning in. I want to thank Mr. Ethan Book, candidate for the 128th district of the city of Bridgeport, who was here in the studio. He was sitting on the hot seat. He came in for an interview so we could talk about his campaign trail. Also, I want to thank Miss Veratisha Morey, who came into the studio as well, so we could talk about her new book that has been released called Resilience, The Strength of My Scars, a true story of strength, courage, and tragedy turned into triumph. So make sure that you get your book. Contact Veratisha Morey directly. Her information will be on this broadcast and the content line shortly after we get done on the air. So again, as I stated, if you're not following us, meaning Super Elite Entertainment, follow us, go on there, subscribe to our YouTube channel, visit our website at www.supereliteentertainment.com. If you know someone that we should feature on our show, leave me a comment, leave me a message on our website, and send me their information, and I'll guarantee you that we'll get them here into our studio so that we can feature them on our hot seat. With that said, I'm tired. I'm ready to go, Miss Morey. I'm hungry. I want to go and eat me some grits. I want to go and eat me some fried chicken, and maybe some collard greens.
Exactly.
and some biscuit.
Buffalo wings.
Some buffalo wings while we're at it. But again, I just want to acknowledge some of you guys that are watching. Lisette is saying this was an incredible interview. Thank you, Jason. Brula De Leon is saying thank you, Jason. She is inspiring. My sister is watching all the way in Phoenix, Arizona. Wow. Lisette Diaz is saying sounds like a robot. I'm sorry if I still sound like a robot. I apologize. I got to figure out why we are having this trouble with the sound. Carmen Ayala saying yes, we can hear you. My sister is saying yeah, we can hear you, and all of you guys. Bruni De Leon is saying we understand you both. All right. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to watch the re-air of this show, you can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it back here again, or you can watch it Saturday morning. It'll be shown again around 9 a.m. You can watch it all over again. With that said, I'm out of here, man. I'm about to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez. Make sure you tune in this Thursday night at 7 o'clock for Praying with Music. We're going to have a powerful, motivational, encouraging show this Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Have a good night, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. God bless.